Welcome all of you. In the last lecture, we have learned the systematic encoding of cyclic codes. And in that particular systematic encoding, we have first of all learned the procedure to write the systematic encoding in the cyclic codes. And then we have learned the error detection method. And after the error detection, we have learned the error correction method. And through one of the example, we have learned how to encode any message using the cyclic coding technique or systematic cyclic coding technique or cyclic repetition coding technique. And also we have learned through that example of error detection as well as the error correction. So in your screen it is displayed which example we have taken. We have taken the design 3,1 cyclic repetition code and its decoding method. Find the corrected code word for two received code word. First one is the 010 and second one is the 110. So up to 010 we have learned. I am just taking a quick review whatever we have done. Okay. So we have first of all defined the given parameters, that is n and k is given, n is 3 and k is 1. So message bit is obviously having the 1 bit message is there, and we know that as a binary terms 1 bit message means either it is a binary 0 or binary 1, and through that we have to be made a 3-bit code word we have to be generated. And for this generation or for this encoding method we have to require a generator or generator polynomial, and we have defined it as a gx, and that is we have know the order of gx is n minus k, that is 2 here, and through that we have defined the polynomial x square plus x plus 1 as a gx. Okay, and with the help of this gx and ux is our message 1 bit either 0 or 1, we have encode our message. And for the first case of encoding we have used the binary 0 as a message, and from that we have to be define the encoded message, that is 000, 3-bit code word, and second message is 1, binary 1. From that we have got the code word as 111. Okay, so both are 3-bit code words we have got. It is up to the procedure of coding, and this code word has been now transferred to the channel, and in the channel there is some error would be added to the encoded message vx, and when this error would be added, we have to be first find out the capacity of the code word, that how many bits of error it could be detect and how many bits of error it could be correct. And from that discussion we have come to the conclusion that this code word, as per the concept of minimum Hamming distance, it would be come to the conclusion that it would be able to correct either 1 bit of code word or maybe less than this. And from that we have defined the error pattern. Error pattern, the number of bits in the error pattern is similar as the code word length. So it is a 3-bit message again, the error pattern. So after defining the error pattern and finding out the error pattern, we have defined the syndrome, and syndrome would be obtained when you divide the error pattern with a generator polynomial. So ex has been divided by the gx, and whatever the remainder would be there, that would be defined as a syndrome. So you can see here, for there is a 3 error pattern, so for that there are the 3 syndromes would be defined, and the length of the syndrome would be always less than n, that is n minus k. So n minus k is 3 minus 1, that is 2. So the length of the syndrome is 2 here, you can see. So all these 3 error pattern we have defined the 3 syndrome, that would become as 11, 10 and 01. And finally, we have to be draw a table that would be correlate the error pattern and the syndrome vector. And from this table, if you have to be see whatever the table we have taken, we have defined the correlation between the error pattern and the syndrome vector, and it is shown here. For 10011, for 010 it is 10, and 001 it is 0. Now the last step of this numerical is that we have to be write the receipt code word, and we have to be remove the error. We have to be retrieve the actual code word from this. Okay, so receipt code word is 010, convert it into the polynomial form, that would become as a x, because the first term is the x squared term, that is 0, second is 1, that is representing the x, and third one is the x to the power 0, that is 0. So now divide this rx with the gx, so you would be get some remainder, and this remainder is coming as a x here. Whatever the quotient is, it would be discarded, and this remainder would be represent your syndrome, and this syndrome would be saying that it is 10. Now just refer this table, error vector and syndrome table. You have to refer this table, and when you referring this table, you have to find out that 10 is a syndrome. Corresponding error vector is what? 010. So in this way, we have find out that on which particular bit there is a error. Okay, and we have got that there is an error in the second number of the bit. So now to obtain the actual code word, we have to be add the receive code vector with the error vector, and finally would be got the actual code word that we had be transmitted at the transmitter end, and that would be coming as a 000, that is Vx actually. It is actually Vx, but due to the error in the channel present added in the channel, it would be converted from 000 to 010. Okay. In a similar fashion, you can also solve the second one. I just complete this numerical, and then we have to move to the next topic. So the second question is what? R it is equal to 110. R is equal to 110. So what is the polynomial corresponding to this? Rx is equal to what? It is a x square plus x plus 0. Okay, now this is your what? This is your dividend. Not use the divisor. Divisor is nothing but you have to be divide Rx with what? You have to be divide the Rx with Gx. Okay, and whatever the remainder would become, that is a syndrome. So we have know that what is the Gx? X square plus x plus 1, and you have to be divide x square plus x. So do this division. The order of the dividend is 2. Order of the divisor is also 2. So obviously the quotient will be 1. So it would be x square plus x plus 1. And now do the modulo 2 subtraction or modulo 2 addition, you can say. And by doing this, you would be find out that only the remainder is 1. Okay, only remainder is 1 is remaining. This is your remainder, and that would be as a syndrome vector Sx. Okay, so when this would be do there, then what happens? You would be come to know the syndrome. Now you have to be from the syndrome polynomial, you have to define the syndrome. So the 2-bit syndrome is what? That would become as x term is 0, x squared term is 0, obviously, so it is 0, 1. Now from this syndrome, refer the error table. If you have to be see here, you have to be just refer the error table. Okay, this would be cancel out. So refer the error table, and you have the syndrome as a 0, 1. So when you refer this error table, so you would be get for the syndrome of 0, 1, what is the error is there? It is 0, 0, 1, means in the LSB there is a error. So on the basis of this correlation, we have to be define the corresponding error pattern. And if you have to be going, when you are going to define the corresponding error pattern, then it is coming as 0, 0, 1. For this, Ex is equal to what? If you have to be tried to write the Ex, you can write that is 1 is coming actually. And now we have to be correct this code word, whatever the receiving code word is there. The correct code word is V, that is actual transmitted, that is R modulo 2 addition with E. So what is the R is 110 modulo 2 addition 001. Okay. So finally you will be get a final code word. You have to be just do the modulo addition of corresponding bits. Okay. So what is the corresponding bits are there? Means you have to be add 0 with this 1. So it would become as a 1. Now you have to be add this 1 with this 0, second number of bit. This would be again come 1. Then finally you have to be add MSB with this 1 plus 0, again 1. So finally you have to be see that this is your V, means actually you have transmitted 111 from the transmitter, but this code word when passed through the channel, because of addition of some error, you have received the code word what? You have received the code word 110. Means there is a error would be entered in the LSB. This one would be become a 0 because of error or noise, we can say. So in this way we have removed this error and we have obtained the corrected code word. So this is the way that you have to be correct the code words. Okay. I hope it is very simple. You have all understood this particular method. Yes or no? Any query up to this point? Otherwise, we have to move for the next topic. That is the extension of the cyclic code. That is cyclic redundancy check, CRC. Yes or no? Okay. Now we have to move to the next topic, that is CRC, cyclic redundancy checksum, CRC coding. So first of all, we have to be learn some steps how to do this coding. It is again a simple way of coding. So the CRC error detection method treats the packet of data or data packets to be transmitted as a large polynomial, and the transmitter takes the message polynomial and using polynomial arithmetic, whatever the obtained final polynomial, it would be divided by a generating polynomial, and whatever the quotient would be there after division, that would be discarded, but remainder would be attached or appended to the end of the message. And when you would be add this remainder to the end of the message, it would be become a code word. Okay, means you have to be just in the transmitter side, you have to be take a message polynomial, add some do some polynomial arithmetic, means addition of some bits, and then after whatever the result would be there, that would be divided by a generating polynomial. After division, whatever the remainder would be there, that would be added to the actual message polynomial, and it would be become a code word. This is up to the transmitter end, and the message with the remainder is transmitted to the receiver. In the receiver end, the receiver divides the same message and remainder by the same generating polynomial. If remainder not equal to 0, there was some error. We would be considered that there is some error is added during the transmission in the channel. But if remainder of that division is 0, so we would be considered there is no error. Okay. So this is the way. Now we have to try to learn this through a pictorial way. So this is the one of the table that I have shown for the CRC coding with 7,4 means N is 7-bit code word and 4-bit message. So you can see here in this particular code word method, there is a 4-bit message is there, and for every 4-bit message there is a 3-bit is addition, means total 7-bit code word is generated. And this 3-bit that is in the pink line, that is nothing but the remainders added to the original message. The first 4-bit is similar to the message, and last 3-bit is nothing but the representation of the remainders added, and then it would become finally a code word. Okay, so we have to see how this could be obtained with this figure. Now you can see that in this diagram there is a two ends of this diagram. The first diagram is representation the transmitter, and second one you can say the representation of the receiver. Okay, the sender and receiver is shown here. In the sender end, if you have to see, there is an actual message. Suppose there is a, we are dealing with the 7,4, so there is a 4-bit message is there, A3 to A0 or A0 to A3, whatever. And this message would be do some arithmetic here, means here we have to be append some zeros, and that is n minus k bits we have to be add here. Okay, and then this would be become a complete message adding with this 0, and this message with the addition of 0 would be fed to this generator, and this in the generator there is a divisor is there. Okay, and what is the number of bits in the divisor is n minus k plus 1. 7 minus 4, 3 plus 1, 4. 4-bit divisor is there, and this is number of zeros n minus k, small k. So this is the way, and whatever the remainder would become, this remainder would be added here to the end of this message or appended to the message. 4-bit message would be as it is, but 3-bit remainder is there. Total 7-bit code word would be generated, and then it would be transmitted to some channel, and that is the unreliable transmission. Maybe there is an addition of noise and some distortion or error would be there. Okay, now we have to come to the receiver end, but before discussing the receiver, we have to see what we have done. You can take the snapshot or screenshot of this particular encoder and decoder. Okay. So what we have done actually in the encoder end, in encoder the data word of having the 4 bits or k bits you can say, and the code word is of having the n bits, 7 here, and size of the data word is augmented by the n minus k. Here n minus k is 3 actually, zeros to the right hand side of the word we have seen already, and the n bit result is fed into the generator, and the generator uses a divisor of the size n minus k plus 1. Here it is 4, and the generator divides the augmented data word by the divisor, and this is a modulo 2 division actually. In this case, whatever the terms we have to be add or subtract, that would be follow the same rule of modulo 2 addition or subtraction, and that is equivalent to a XOR gate operation. Means if when the similar input is there, it would be 0. When the different input is there, there is a 1 as output. And the quotient of this division is discarded. This is very important. Quotient is discarded. Only remainder is appended to the data word, and that would be reflect as a code word. So you can see here from the diagram already we have seen that same is written here. This is the data word. We have added n minus k zeros. It would be become a 7-bit data word that is fed to the generator. That will be divided by a divisor of having n minus k plus 1, means 4-bit here, and whatever the remainder is there, that would be appended to this data word. And finally we have obtained the code word. Okay, You can understood this concept with the help of this diagram as well. So take one of the example as this diagram. If you have to be see that we have the 4-bit message. So we have taken a 4-bit message as data word 1001. This is the 4-bit message. And as per the rule of this CRC coding, you have to be added n minus k. So n is your 7. 7 minus 4, that is 3 bit 0 here at the end of the message data word or message. Now it would become a 7-bit data word, and this 7-bit data word would be divided by a 4-bit divisor. So you can take any combination of 4-bit. We have taken as a 1011. It is not restricted to that. You can take 1000 also. So I am taking one of the example only. So first time when it will be divided by, we have to take a quotient 1. So it will become is this. You have to be perform the modulo 2 addition. 1 1 means 0, 0 1 means 1. This is 0. It would be 0. Then 1 0 would be here. Now again you have to be perform this division. So here the 3-bit actually we have added just 0 to make it 4-bit. So it would be not divided by 1. So it will be taking as a 0. All 0 is there. This would be directly come to it. Then again 1 0. A simple division method. When you have to do this like this simpler division method, and only remember you are doing a modulo 2 division. So do not use a simple mathematics of minus a subtraction. You have to use always a modulo 2 subtraction. This is equivalent to the XOR gate. When the similar term is there, output is 0. When the different term is there, output is 1, like this. Okay. So remember this. So finally, what you have to be got as a remainder? You have to be got as a remainder as a 110. Now this remainder would be added to this data word 1001, and adding this, now you would be become a 7-bit code word. Okay, this is the way to do the encoding in the CRC. Now come to the other end on the decoder side. How to perform the decoding? So if you have to be see the decoding, the decoder receives the possibly corrupted code word because of addition of noise. A copy of n bit is fed to the checker. There is a one checker is there actually in this particular decoder end. So if we have to be feed this n bit, whatever we have received, it would be maybe slightly different from the actually transmitted 7-bit code word because of addition of noise. It would be fed to the checker, which is nothing but a replica of generator. That is, we have used a generator in the transmitter end, and the receiving end we are using a checker. It is having a similar function. And this, the remainder produced by the checker, again we have to be divide this n-bit data with 4-bit divisor that we have used in the transmitter end in the checker side, and whatever the remainder is come, it is called as a syndrome. And number of bits in the syndrome is always n minus k, means here it is 3. 3-bit remainder would be there, 3-bit syndrome would be there. And this 3-bit syndrome is fed to the decision logic analyzer. And this decision logic analyzer will be take some decision based on the nature of the syndrome. If all syndrome bits are 0, if all syndrome bits are 0, then 4 leftmost bits of code word are accepted as a data word, and it is considered that there is no error has been added. Okay, and that 4-bit data would be considered as a finally received message, corrected or actual message. But if syndrome bits are not 0, if all syndrome bits are not 0, in that case it would be taking as that there is some error is added, and this 4-bit message will be discarded. Again do the repetition of the process till you have not getting the syndrome all bits 0. Okay, so you can understood this term with the help of this diagram. You can see whatever we have seen here. In the receiver end, what we have done, the 7-bit code word where the 4 data bit and 3-bit remainder is added is transmitted through an unreliable transmission. Some error would be maybe added because of the noise in the channel, and this would be received as code word B3, B2, B1, B0. This is different from the A382, A10 because noise or some error is added, and quotient would be 3-bit quotient. Remainder is there. Now this 7-bit data, received data of code word would be fed to the checker. Checker is nothing but a replica of generator, and we have to be perform the same operation. Means this divisor would be also used here as a receiving end, and it would be checker 7-bit data whatever received in the checker would be divided by this 4-bit divisor, and whatever the remainder here, it is called as a syndrome. It is always n minus k, means 3-bit here, S2, S1, S0, and this syndrome would be fed to the digital decision logic. And this logic, if the syndrome all bits are 0, then it would be accept first 4-bit would be accepted as a actual data word or actual message. Okay, but if all syndrome bits are not 0, at that moment this whole message would be discarded, and again repetition of the process. I hope you have got my point what I have told you. Okay, any doubt? We would be take one of the example also at the receiving end. Then the idea would be more clear. Now see what example we are going to take. Okay, now we have to be use the same example that we have used in the encoder side, and we have got in that particular encoder, this is our actual data word 1001, and 3-bit remainder is added there. This finally code word we have generated, whatever the example we have taken. Now this code word would be divided by the same divisor in the checker side or receiver side, and when you have to divide this, finally you have to be got the syndrome, and you can see here we have got this syndrome as a all 000, means there is no error, so whatever the first 4-bit of this message, that would be accepted as a data word that we have used to transmit at the transmitter end. So there is no error, finally we have got our message back at the receiving end. It is a faithful transmission. But what happens when there is some error would be added? Now we have to see the second case. Instead of this message, 1 bit here, you can see here 1001, instead of that there is 1000, and now this code word is received as a receiver in the receiver side, and now using the same divisor as this here, you have to do the same process, but here because of this change in this particular bit, you have got non-zero syndrome, 011 non-zero syndrome. Means what we would understand, there is some error would be added. If syndrome is non-zero, means there is some error is there, and if there is some error is there, means what? We would be discard this message. You can see here we have discarded this message. Again repetition of process is there of transmission and receiving. Okay, so this is the way that we have to perform the PRC coding or decoding. Now very less time is remaining here. I am going to activate the chat box. You can enter your attendance. Okay, now tell me if you have any doubt till whatever we have discussed for the cyclic coding. This is the end of the cyclic coding. In the next topic we would be start the new topic. It is little bit simple one as compared to, you can see the block codes also. Anyone has any query at any point, you can ask me. And carefully feed your attendance. Do not do the repetition of your attendance. Yesterday lots of students have missed too. Okay. As per your response, what I have understood that no one is asking any issue, not any question. No one has any query regarding this point. Okay. Convolutional coding. This is the next topic that we are going to learn. But the time is little bit less actually. Now I am going to stop the chat box because already it is enter the 58 entries, and in your lecture there is only 54 students were present. So when I activate the attendance, some student would be added. It is not a good way to do the lectures. Most of the time I would be activate at the end of the lecture, so you have develop a pattern that at the end sir would be activated and some student would be added. From the next lecture I would be randomly activate, and only I will be give the 1 minute window instead of 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Okay. Now this is disabled. So in the next topic we are going to learn is the convolutional coding. So convolutional coding is we have learned the linear block code, we have learned the cyclic code. It is little bit what I want to say that it is little bit complex as compared to the previous two methods. But if you would be attend all the lectures of this convolutional course and go systematically what I have told you, that step by step procedure, then you would be easily learn. So from the next lecture, do not miss your class. For the 2 or 3 lectures consecutively, we would be perform the same coding on Saturday and then Tuesday and Wednesday. So it will take at least 3 lectures minimum to cover this process of encoding and decoding. Okay. So for today, I would be as from my side, I would be wind up on this point. But I would be want to discuss some other thing apart from this lecture. Apart from this particular topic, I want to discuss some other thing is there.